The Thai royal family is the most dramatic place in the world for palace intrigue. Last time we talked about how Saninat made a glorious return, with the king bringing her back to the palace. But not long after her return, over 1,000 private photos were suddenly leaked. Everyone speculated that this must have been the work of Queen Suthida. Suthida is a woman with many layers, which are very hard to figure out. The true mastermind behind this incident has yet to be figured out. However, the Thai royal family's palace drama is already speeding towards the next episode. When two women fight, one will inevitably be hurt. So, to balance the harem, King Rama X is preparing to reinstate Thailand's most beautiful concubine, Sri Rasmi, who has long lived in the shadow of the ancient Buddha. The person who exposed this incident is Andrew McGregor Marshall, the world's foremost expert on the Thai royal family. That's right, the same journalist who revealed Saninat's private photos being leaked last time, and the one who exposed her grand return to the palace the time before that, the fastest British reporter, Andrew. No one understands the Thai royal family better than he does. However, this time, Andrew's tone is not as certain. He spoke cautiously, saying, "More and more rumors are circulating that King Rama X will restore the royal status of his third ex-wife, Sri Rasmi, in the coming days. But I cannot confirm whether this news is true." He then continued his analysis. Sri Rasmi is the biological mother of Prince Dipankarn. If she returns to the royal family, the possibility of Dipankarn becoming the heir to the throne would also increase. Additionally, Sri Rasmi's return to the palace would help reduce the drama between the different factions. When referring to different factions, part of it is undoubtedly alluding to Queen Suthida and royal consort Saninat. Right now, the Queen and the royal consort have been openly and covertly vying for power in the Thai royal harem, building their strength. The Queen is King Rama X's fourth wife, while royal consort Saninat is his fifth. In this context, bringing back the third wife, Sri Rasmi would indeed create a three-way balance of power, stabilizing the harem on the surface. However, those unfamiliar with the Thai royal family might wonder, where did Sri Rasmi come from? A decade ago, Sri Rasmi's name was known by everyone in Thailand. After all, Sri Rasmi was the fairy tale princess who managed to settle down the extravagant and indulgent Thai crown prince. Of course, any love story involving the current king, who was then the crown prince, is far from being a fairy tale. But Sri Rasmi herself truly had an incredible rise to prominence. When she met King Rama X, he was in a period between two divorces, living a life of excess and indulgence. His first wife was a political marriage with no real affection, but his second wife was his true love, an actress whom he fought with his mother for over 10 years before finally marrying. They had 4 sons and 1 daughter together. However, just 2 years after their marriage, the king divorced her, even sending their 4 sons overseas, cutting ties with them completely. So, when Sri Rasmi rose to prominence, it was during a time when King Rama X had no children under his knee and was living a life of indulgence, partying, and celebrating with beautiful women every day. It was during this time that Sri Rasmi caught the king's eye. She was born into a very poor family with 4 siblings, but through her beauty, she earned the affection of the then crown prince. How did a beauty from the slums rise to become the crown princess? According to the official story, Sri Rasmi was a palace maid who served the crown prince, and that's how they met. However, there are also rumors suggesting that Sri Rasmi was a dancer, offered as a gift to the king at a banquet by the powerful elite, and he fell in love with her at first sight. The latter version is more widely known, as many of Sri Rasmi's photos before entering the palace were quite revealing. No matter what the truth is, the outcome remains the same. This beauty from the slums became King Rama X's new favorite. At the time, Sri Rasmi was just 21 years old, young, beautiful, smart, and straightforward, with the typical features of a Thai beauty. Even now, in the hearts of the Thai people, Sri Rasmi is still considered the most beautiful of the king's 5 wives, with eyes full of charm. In 2001, the king began secretly living with Sri Rasmi. Later, Sri Rasmi became pregnant and gave birth to the king's son. Since his older brothers had all been exiled from Thailand, This son became the only one recognized by King Rama X, making him the legitimate heir to the throne. After giving birth to the son, Srirazmi gained status, and in 2005, she officially married the king. The slum girl turned crown princess, Srirazmi, was adored by King Rama X, who gave her anything she wanted, spending lavishly on her. Jewelry, high-end dresses, everything seemed to flow endlessly into her name. However, even after becoming the crown princess, Srirazmi did not forget her roots. She always remembered her humble beginnings and treated the people with great kindness and compassion. For Thailand at the time, it was truly a Cinderella story. But, as with all fairy tales, it eventually came to a dramatic end. And not in a graceful way. As mentioned earlier, King Rama X is essentially a man of extravagance and indulgence, living a life of excess. Srirazmi caught his attention partly because, as a dancer at the time, she was young and alluring. However, after marrying the king, Srirazmi gradually began to develop into a more virtuous and gentle woman, preparing herself to potentially become the mother of the nation. She couldn't stay young forever, but there would always be someone younger, such as Queen Suthida, who came later. The good times didn't last long, and a huge scandal broke out. In 2009, a video of King Rama X's private party was leaked, giving the public their first glimpse of just how indulgent the king was. In the video, Srirazmi, as the crown princess, is fully naked, wearing only a thong, kneeling, and crawling on the floor to celebrate the birthday of the king's dog. What's also noteworthy is that the video didn't just feature Srirazmi and the king, people were recording the whole thing. Along with the video, various nude photos of Srirazmi were also leaked. The entire world was shocked. What was the crown prince and crown princess of a nation doing? The video severely damaged Srirazmi's image, and whenever people thought of her, they could only recall the image of her naked, lying on the floor. Soon after, it was revealed that she had been shopping wildly in Europe, indulging her greedy desires. Every time she returned from Europe by plane, she would bring back at least 7 or 8 suitcases, all filled with high-end luxury goods. Meanwhile, the king was preparing to assume the throne. Could someone with such a tarnished reputation become queen? Naturally, that was out of the question. In 2014, King Rama X arrested 7 of Srirazmi's relatives on charges of corruption and ordered the revocation of the royal family's surname for her entire family. Later, on charges of disrespecting the royal family, he had Srirazmi's parents imprisoned. Like her predecessor, Srirazmi was mercilessly deposed. Srirazmi was then placed under long-term house arrest in a temple in central western Thailand, where she shaved her head and became a nun, living in the company of the flickering candlelight and ancient Buddha. Meanwhile, the king finally made his lover, Suthida, the official queen of Thailand. By all accounts, Srirazmi should have disappeared from the royal family's affairs, just like her predecessor. However, unlike her predecessor, she remained the biological mother of Prince Dipankorn, the king's only son. Now, the Thai royal family is in turmoil, both externally and internally. On the outside, there is growing public discontent with the royal family, and protests are intensifying. On the inside, the queen and royal consort are in constant conflict, each vying for power. More importantly, King Rama X is now facing not only the infighting in the harem but also a battle for the throne. The key players are his estranged first daughter, Princess Budra Kitiaba, who has a deep animosity with Srirazmi, and his only son, Prince Dipankorn. The question is, who will ultimately ascend to the throne? For the past 6 years, Srirazmi had been living in obscurity, with no news about her, and she had never even met her son, Prince Dipankorn. But this time, suddenly, photos of Srirazmi as a nun, living with the ancient Buddha, have emerged, likely to set the stage for her return to the palace. Bringing Srirazmi back serves 2 purposes. On one hand, it can appease the public, who have been sympathetic to her, and quell their protests against the Thai royal family. In simple terms, it's a tactic to push the palace concubines forward as a temporary solution. On the other hand, it adds a new force to the power struggle within the harem and the battle for the throne. For King Rama X, who is in a precarious position, this pawn is extremely useful.